So I've done a video showing the seat or the GT Omega Classic wheel stand, and I want to do a video showing the rear adapter, the rear seat adapter. So I got the wheel stand and very quickly realized that I wanted the rear seat adapter and a proper seat for this setup. I didn't want to use an office chair or anything like that. It was fairly expensive for this rear seat adapter. It came basically with all the components from there back, other than the seat rails and the seat, obviously. Now, I would say for value-wise, it's really good. It comes with these really great large feet, basically, and also comes with 2 sets of pipes. So right here is where it connects. And if you want a longer setup, they basically give you longer pipes to put in instead for different situation or different setup. So this is how I have mine, but it's very adjustable, really easy to install to the wheel stand. Now, you have some adjustment right here. You can kind of see how there's these 2 separate pieces right there with all these different holes. So you can change the angle of your seat. So you can see I have this at its max angle because I wanted the rear of the seat to be lower than the front, just for like leg support and stuff like that. So it is fairly adjustable that way. It has bolts on it or holes to line up with pretty much any generic seat sliders. Now, I don't think like seat sliders from a stock vehicle seat, like if you go to the junkyard and get a seat, you'd probably have to have some welding involved or drilling a bunch of holes and stuff like that, figuring out how to mount it. But for just like some generic, cheap seat sliders, it works really well. Now, underneath, I have a base shaker, which maybe I'll do a different video on that once I get this all set up. But you can see that these are slotted so that these brackets basically can move in and out a lot, substantially. So they will fit pretty much any seat. So that's very easy to put together, very easy to install onto the classic wheel stand, and very easy to install a seat. Now, this seat was just a cheap race-style car seat that I found on Craigslist locally. I think I paid the guy $100 for it. And like I said, it came with those generic sliders. Pretty much you could get any seat to fit on this thing if you just have the time and determination to get it to fit. So would I say this is a worthwhile upgrade to this classic wheel stand? Absolutely. It is amazing having an actual purpose seat other than like a rolling office chair or something like that. Would I say that this is great alternative to having a full rig? No, because the wheel stand or this rear seat frame is great and very planted. But again, in my other video, I mentioned that these GT Omega classic wheel stands have quite a bit of wobble. So I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of bracing to get this to work. But say you have a budget limit, you can only get the wheel stand for right now, and maybe 6 months down the road, you're planning on getting a seat with a seat frame, and then 6 months down the road, you're thinking, I'm gonna brace this thing up. So doing it bit by bit, I think is totally worth it. So overall, like I definitely give this whole setup, the whole GT Omega Classic setup, 2 thumbs up. I think it works well. It suits my needs. It looks good. It looks, pretty nicely built. It feels nicely built. Would I, do I wish I could have had like a proper full purpose rig? Yeah, that'd be great. But I'm more than happy to live with this for now. So anyways, if you have the classic wheel stand and you're thinking about getting the rear seat frame, I would say either sell the wheel stand and get a full rig. But if you like the ability to pack this thing away, or if you're planning on moving eventually and you want to be able to pack it all up, the rear seat frame is definitely a worthwhile upgrade no matter what. Okay, so if you have any questions, leave them below. I'll try to answer them. Yeah, hopefully this covered any questions you may have had.